Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making jalapeno cheddar bread. And the ingredients that we are going to need are flour, and I'm using just the standard all-purpose flour today, 2 tablespoons of active instant yeast, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I'm using some pink Himalayan sea salt today, but kosher works just as well. I've got 3 tablespoons of olive oil, about a cup of cheddar cheese, 1.5 cups of warm water, and in this container here I have some homemade jalapeno powder, which is just my garden jalapenos that I've dehydrated and ground up, probably about 2 cups worth of them, along with about 3 tablespoons of onion powder and 5 to 6 tablespoons of garlic powder. If you do not dehydrate your own jalapenos or don't have access to dried jalapenos, you can purchase already ground up jalapeno powder. This company does a lot of different kinds of ground peppers. I also have some of their chipotle in my cupboard, which is really good as well. I like to add this into my chilies and like Mexican chicken soup. And then if you do use this instead of homemade, you would just add a little bit of the onion powder and garlic powder to it to get the same flavor that I have in my jar here. So the first thing we're going to do is add our water into our mixer, and I do have my dough hook attached. I've got my oven preheating to 350 degrees. This recipe goes really quick and is very forgiving, so it's perfect getting started into making bread. So I'm going to go ahead and dump my yeast in, as well as my olive oil, and my sugar. And I'm also going to be adding 2 heaping tablespoons of the jalapeno powder. This smells so good. Here we go. You do want to be careful breathing in the fumes, though. It can burn your lungs a little bit if you're not careful. I'm also going to go ahead and put in 2 cups of my flour. I'm going to add in the cheddar cheese. And I'm also going to add my salt in right on top of the cheese. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in my other 2 cups of flour. Now, if you wanted to turn this into more of a garlic bread, you could, at this step, add in 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, and then you could have a cheddar jalapeno cheese garlic bread. Or you could leave the cheese out and just add the garlic and have a jalapeno garlic bread. This is a really easy recipe to adapt. I've used it with other forms of peppers as well, like the chipotle. It makes an amazing bread. So all I'm going to do now is get this mixed up. And once it's mixed, I'm going to let it knead on my machine for about 5 to 7 minutes. You do want to start this out slow so that it doesn't fly everywhere. So as you can see, all the dry ingredients have combined in with the water, and at this point I'm just going to let this knead for 5 to 7 minutes, and once it's done I will bring you guys back and I'll show you how I shape these loaves. Alright, so our bread dough is done mixing. I'm just going to take it off of the mixer stand here and move it out of our way. And let me get our dough hook off. And that's all we need to do to the bread. Now this dough is not sticky at all. I've let it knead for about 6 minutes. I think that's all the time it needed today. And I'm going to just take it and divide it on my parchment pan, on my cookie sheet with parchment paper on it. If you don't have parchment paper or you don't want to use it, you can just grease your pan up really well. I'm just putting this down so the bread doesn't stick. Now I'm going to kind of divide the dough in half-ish. One of these is probably going to end up a little bit larger than the other. And then I'm just going to form it into a ball. You can see like little flakes of jalapeno that are in here. You can see the jalapeno and cheddar like flaked all the way through this dough. It smells amazing already. So I'm very excited to be making this one today. And I'm just going to form it into a ball. Kind of pinch my bottom closed so I don't have any weird seams on the bottom. And place it right here on my sheet. And I'm going to do the exact same with the other. No matter how hard I try to get these even, one of them always ends up a little bit larger than the other. But that's okay. They're both going to bake at the same time and be equally delicious. So I'm just going to separate them a little bit, give them room to rise. I'm going to cover this with a clean tea towel and set it over on top of my stove for about a half of an hour before I stick it in the oven on 350 degrees for 25 minutes. So I will see you guys once these are back out of the oven and cooled down. Alright guys, our bread's out of the oven and smells absolutely delicious. I let it bake for the full 25 minutes. And then just set it over here on my counter on a cooling rack to let it cool down to about room temperature. They're still slightly warm. But you don't want to cut into your bread too soon because then all the moisture from inside is going to escape and you're going to end up with a dry bread. But I think these are at the point where we can go ahead and slice into one of them and take a little bite of it. It smells so good. It smells so good. I wish you guys were here so you could smell it. It's got a really nice crumb. You can see like little flakes of the jalapeno in there. And every once in a while you get a little hint of the cheese. So let's go ahead and put a little bit of butter on it. This is so good. You get just a very subtle hint of the jalapeno and the garlic powder. And you definitely get the cheese in this one. Wow. Yeah, this one's really good, guys. Ooh, that had a little bit of a kick to it. It's a little bit spicy, but very good. And, you know, very easily customizable to your favorite pepper. If you like a milder pepper, I think like a roasted red pepper flavor would go really good in this. Next time I might bump the cheese up just a little bit more. I don't know, I kind of like it just the way it is though. This will go great with chilies or any kind of a soup or even as a grilled cheese sandwich. So if you guys would like to be a part of the Gamers and Geeks playlist that JP Death and I have going on our channels, it's really quite simple. All you have to do is go up, make a cooking video, and then post it to your channel. And once you've done that, let either JPIC or I know down in the comments section either of our latest cooking videos, or if you're a part of our Discord servers, you can let us know over there as well. We welcome any and all cooking cooking videos to the playlist. You just need to go out there and make them. So remember to check out the Gamers and Geeks playlist. I will leave a link down in the description to it, as well as to my other cooking videos. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this recipe. If you guys tried this recipe out, let me know how it turned out for you and what kind of peppers you used in yours. But for now, thank you so very much for joining me today. I've been Ball Girl. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next one.